So the single leg 5 rep max test is a great way of assessing single leg strength. And it can pull out really accurate information to allow us to compare left and right side and see if there's any asymmetries, but also give us a estimate 1 rep max score, which we can then compare to our body weight. And there's huge amounts of research around what we should be hitting for this as a percentage of our body weight when coming back from injuries like ACL reconstruction. So to be able to gain useful and accurate information, the test has to be done properly. First and foremost, before doing any kind of maximal test, I would always get someone to warm up and do some kind of heart raises. This might be 5 minutes on the bike or rowing machine. Then what we would do is we should be starting off at a weight that we would normally do for 5 reps. And we would build up to that in the same way as we normally would. So starting on a couple of lighter sets. Now, the important thing here is that we don't start accumulating lots of sets. If we start accumulating lots of sets, then what's going to happen is we're going to end up fatigued. So we're basically trying to hit our 5 rep max with the minimal sets needed. So when we've hit the weight that we'd normally hit for 5 repetitions, from here we need to make a bit of a judgment as to whether that felt relatively easy or whether that felt hard. If it feels hard, we're going to only increase the weights by a little bit. If it felt easy, then we're going to increase the weights by a little bit more. As I said, we need to be doing this accurately to pull out information that's actually usable, and it needs to be repeatable, and it needs to be standardized across both sides. So what we're aiming to do, always set this up as though you're doing a double leg press. This is to make sure that the leg is being put in the right position. What we're going to do from here is make sure that our feet are in line with knees and hips, and then we're going to remove one leg. Now, it's important that we don't use this leg to push off. So we want to make sure that this leg is floating or not in contact with anything. We want to make sure that we're getting 90 degrees when we come down. If we're not getting 90 degrees, then we're not going to be pushing through the full range of motion. Therefore, we're not going to be getting accurate information pulled out. From here, we're going to press away and back, and then back up. And we're going to do 5 reps. We're then going to compare that on the other side. What we want to be doing is we need to be hitting a set that fails. So it's important that we get to a set where we're going and hitting maybe 3 repetitions, 4 repetitions. When we hit that failure set, we take the highest weight that we were able to do for 5 repetitions. What is important here is that we push left and right side as far as they can go. So you might find that one side fatigues and can't achieve a certain weight for 5 repetitions, but the other side can. And so you keep pushing the other side to make sure that we're hitting an absolute failure on both sides. The important thing as well is you want to be giving yourself about 2 to 3 minutes between each limb that we're testing. So we would test the right side, we would test the left side, and then we're having about a 2-minute break there. This is to make sure that we're completely replenished. Fatigue won't then start becoming the limiting factor.